final score, Wrexham 3, Aberystwyth Town 2, and well, this is a day where we've managed now to go 5 points clear at the top of the Adran Premier because Cardiff's game at Britain Ferry was called off, and also a game in which Aberystwyth really did well and set up next Sunday's game at the Rock against Aberystwyth in a cup match beautifully, because I tell you what, they worked out a game plan that few teams have managed to work out and then to execute against us. They were bold tactically, and they contributed fully to what was a thrilling game of football. So we again lightly rotated and were rewarded for that because Rosie Hughes, back in as a starter, scored after 3 minutes, and she would be the decisive factor with 2 extremely well taken goals. The third one set up by the other change, Cara Jones, with a superb cross on the right hand side. But even before that 3rd minute goal, Aberystwyth had shown what they were made of and had shown that they had not come here to make up the numbers. They were really pressing us hard in our own half. They were bold, and instantly you could see this was not going to be straightforward. We found ourselves penned in our own half at the start of the match. Now, we didn't panic, we moved the ball around well, and in fact we found a wonderful outlet in the right channel because Katie Barker was just constantly making fabulous runs down there, and that's what leads to that opening goal. But you could see that Aberystwyth were determined to get on the front foot and counteract what we do and make it difficult for us to pass out from the back. And in fact, speaking of their boldness, we would soon see as well that they would leave 3 players up for corners and play chicken with us. We'd play 3 back, leave 3 back. Of course, I mean, among other things, it just messes around with our ability to do what we planned tactically because there were fewer players in there to attack the ball, and whether that was a contributory factor or not, we didn't make as many chances from corners as normal, even though the delivery from Snape and Cara Jones was good. So anyway, let's get back to the incident, because in that 3rd minute we got the goal, and I've got to say, the way that we got through them made you think, okay, well done Aberystwyth, you've got a nice game plan, but unfortunately this Wrexham team rips up teams' game plans. It was a fabulous ball, like I said, down into the right channel by Lily Jones, who gets the ball deep on her edge of the area. She's being pressured. Like I said, Aberystwyth are looking to camp in our half and make it difficult for us. And she did superbly. She just shifted onto her right foot in order to change the angle and just evade the player who's right in her face. And then she just threaded a beauty of a pass down the right-hand side. It's Barker then right behind the defence, sprinting in on goal. She looks to deliver. Libby Isaac, who is, as I always say, with everybody at Aberystwyth, a fine player at the back, gets across and manages to make an interception. She does well. The ball drops loose on the edge of the area. The 2 new players in the 11, Hughes and Cara Jones, are after it. Hughes makes sure she gets there first. She's, you may have noticed she knows about scoring goals. She does brilliantly. Gets there first, and the most fabulous finish. She's running laterally across to it, and then she just wraps her right foot round it. It's like I said, edge of the area, just right channel, and she rips this fantastic shot with her right foot, which curves away from the keeper, Sophie Steele, but inside the far post. It's unsavable. It's a brilliant finish. And Hughes has given us an early lead. And crucially, Aberystwyth are not shaken by this. They stick to their game plan. They continue to be bold. And it shows real guts and grit that they got confidence in the game plan that their manager, Rhys John James, set out. They have a chance a couple of minutes later, created by that pressure. The Wrexham moving it around at the back. Nat Clark receives a ball from Jodie Bartle, and for context, if you're not familiar with the Wrexham women's team, Clark is very good on the ball and is very calm in tricky situations. But she loses the ball here because Aberystwyth pressed really well. It's a perfectly legitimate pass by Bartle. Clark has a little bit of space, but she's on the half turn, and as she opens up to look forwards, two Aberystwyth players just charge onto her. She's got nowhere to go. She just has to try and get it away. She prods it between the two of them. It's intercepted by Shauna Chambers, who takes a touch, and then smart thinking, and 10 minutes later this would lead to a goal, hits an early shot looking to catch Craven out, because Wrexham have safe possession in the edge of our area, so she may be out of position. Craven gets across and makes a good solid parry to her left to repel the ball. And the opening stages are like this. Brilliant cat and mouse. Aberystwyth really doing well with this high press, making it difficult for us, but we're having the quality to be able to get out of that. And like I said, Barker's pace and our ability to pick her out is crucial. Smith with a great ball down the right. Her passing was excellent in this match. You need that from deeper positions when a team is doing this to you. Barker racing in behind once more. She's one-on-one. Isaac again uses her pace to get across and try and hurry her, and ironically Barker, from a similar area to where Hughes was, tries a similar sort of finish, but that this time it just curls away from goal and she's not able to hit the target. Now the big moment that really sets this game up comes after a quarter of an hour, and it's hugely controversial. I've got to say, I've been looking into this since, and I'm still not totally clear on whether it should have been allowed or not. I've got to be honest. Basically, Aberystwyth's veteran, versatile player Amy Jenkins, who's up front in this match, she's played in goal against us, believe it or not, gets a head injury and has to go off. So it's that mandatory 30 seconds rule which has been brought in. It's not actually in the laws of the game. It's very much something brought in as guidance by the Premier League and the EFL. And I did check the Welsh FA's handbook, and they have brought it in for the Adran Premier as well. So Jenkins has had her treatment. She's now standing on the halfway line waiting to be brought back on. Wrexham have comfortable possession and are moving it around on the halfway line. Josie Smith is standing, I mean, it's right beneath my position with the gantry. I had a bird's eye view. Smith is standing on the halfway line on the right touchline. Matthias is right behind her, waiting for permission to come on. As the ball is passed to Smith, she comes on. I must admit, I've watched. The referee doesn't seem to give permission, whether it's the fourth official or not. Smith doesn't know. And Jenkins just nips in, takes the ball. I mean, it's ludicrous. Takes the ball from her, and then she does what Chambers tried to do. She's fully aware Craven's in no position to stop a lofted shot because we have very secure possession on the halfway line. Aberystwyth aren't pressing because they're a player down. They've dropped off and aren't putting any pressure on the ball. Jenkins intercepts. Bartle gets across and manages to get to the ball that Jenkins has taken the first touch on, but she tries to find Smith and Jenkins intercepts it, and this time she's set and she hits a brilliant finish. I mean, let's take nothing at all away from the goal, whatever side of the debate we're on. It's a superb piece of quick thinking and a superb finish by Jenkins, who lofts it over Craven. Craven's got no chance, and Aberystwyth have equalised. Like I said, I've been going through the rules. It's not in the laws of the game that you have to wait for a player to for the ball to be nowhere near the player before they come on. It just says you have to wait for the referee's permission, and it's up to the ref. I can't help thinking. I mean, it seems very wrong that you allow a player to come on right next to the ball on an opponent's blind side. It seems ludicrous, but I have been saying for a while that it feels to me like that's how this ruling has now been interpreted as, it's 30 seconds so we won't bother with where the ball is. That's ludicrous. You should still make sure the ball's nowhere near, because in terms of how it felt for a football fan, it was really wrong. But I'm not sure the referee was wrong. I think the referee was interpreting the rule in the way that it has been interpreted by officials. But that's ludicrous. So I don't blame the ref at all. I think the referee is doing what officials are doing now, and this is an extreme example of something that's been happening for a year and a half. So anyway, Aberystwyth do get good fortune to pull themselves back into it, and they take full advantage of it. Although again, Wrexham look to create more chances again down that right channel. Again, Barker sprinting in, Cara Jones putting her in on goal, and Isaac doing brilliantly to come across and cover and deny her the chance to finish before in the 23rd minute Aberystwyth take the lead. And now the shockwaves are reverberating. This is not supposed to happen. It was essentially they put pressure on the ball midfield. Lee Jones couldn't hang on to it. Egan plays a really nice 1-2 to send Charlotte Evans away down the right hand side. She sweeps in a horrible cross. It's a great ball into the near post. It's been attacked by Scourfield, and I'm not totally clear whether she gets a touch or not. It ricochets between her and Bartle in the goal mouth, drops loose, and again Jenkins, a very different type of finish, but again a finish that shows her street smarts. Everybody's all over the place. This cross has caused absolute havoc. She's off balance when it just ricochets to her, and she just makes sure she gets a touch on it to direct it on target back the way it came from. And with everybody's weight all over the place, neither Bartle nor Craven has got any chance of reacting, and it bounces the other side of them. Craven's unsighted as well, and it trickles into the net. It's a really clever finish. Really sharp thinking by Jenkins, playing the percentages to keep it alive, and we're behind. And wow, you sort of think, okay, no need to panic because this team's full of goals. But to be fair, Aberystwyth, there are some questions. You've always got that thought in the back of your head of Wrexham's fitness is superb, so maybe we can punish them simply by keeping the pressure on, running them down. Well, it does help, and especially the way the second half goes, it does help that we do get the equaliser before the break. 33rd minute, we have an opportunity. Mahmood picking the ball up on the edge of the box, dribbling nicely, hitting a shot across Steele, which draws a fantastic save. It looks past her, and she lunges to her right. It's about hip height, and she does brilliantly to get her fingertips on it and touch it round the post. Absolutely great save, but unfortunately for her, it's only a temporary reprieve because Wrexham score from the corner, and again it's Mahmood giving us a taste a moment ago, who is the one who delivers. Corners played in and headed out. Mahmood is waiting on the edge of the box, left hand side, brings it under control, carries it forwards, and then from a good 25 yards hits a superb dipping shot which goes over Steele and under the bar, and Wrexham have equalised. We keep the pressure up, but it's 2-2 at half time, and the second half is very, very different. But Aberystwyth have got a tactic to deal for this, because to be fair to them, having been on the front foot and energetic in the first half, okay, their energy levels aren't the same as Wrexham's, so now they sit in a mid-block, dropping deep when they have to, and they defend extremely well. Steele has a brilliant second half, and Wrexham simply struggle to make the level of chances, the amount of chances that we normally do. Looking down at my notes, it's really, although luckily for Wrexham we get the early goal to go ahead, and that's crucial, but it's only in the latter stages after Faye Knox comes on that we really start to make opportunities, because Aberystwyth defend with 3 centre-backs who are really committed. They battle away. They lose Jenkins to injury. They also lose Chambers to injury, and they're losing senior players, but they battle like hell, stay in the match and give us a fright at the end. So anyway, second half starts off, we begin on the front foot, but then a lucky little ricochet on the halfway line drops nicely, and the ball is helped over the top down the right hand side for Scourfield to chase. She manages to get beyond that Clark, and it looks extremely dangerous, but she's drills it over the bar. She just carries it and makes the angle a bit more difficult, and she puts the ball over the bar. We respond well. Pressure starts with a ferocious tackle by Clark on the halfway line. Barker receives the ball, is tackled, but wins it back superbly and works the ball across to the right-hand side. Cara Jones sweeps in that glorious cross I mentioned at the start. Rosie Hughes has got between two centre-backs in a central position, getting into the box. It comes quite high and her touch is exquisite. It comes quite high on her chest and she manages to really kill it with a soft touch and drop it down in front of her. Steele comes out. Steele excels in these one-on-ones in this match and was excellent when we won 5-0 at Aberystwyth earlier in the season. But Hughes, it's just class finish as it drops. Just a little soft placed volley beyond Steele's reach. She's not looking to hit the corners. She's just looking at where the keeper is and putting it where she can't reach it. Lovely goal. Lovely finish, her second of the game, and Wrexham are ahead for the first time since, the 15th minute. And we continue to be on top of the match. Aberystwyth are defending quite deep, but are defending very well. Steele comes and punches a couple of nasty set pieces and crosses away. And and this is something I just don't say about this Wrexham team, we struggle to create. Between the 50th and the 75th minute, I've noted nothing down because Aberystwyth are gritting their teeth and they're staying in the game, and that's the crucial thing. They stay in it's like Buster Douglas when he fought Mike Tyson. Bone Crusher, beg your pardon, not Buster Douglas, he beat Tyson. James Bone Crusher Smith it was, who was quite one-dimensional as a boxer, but had a big right hand and could knock anybody out, and people wondered, will he nail Tyson, who was in his absolute unbeaten pomp? And it was quite frustrating that he just didn't go for Tyson at all. In fact, really, you sort of feel that the ref probably should have stopped the fight for being uncompetitive. But bizarrely, with 30 seconds left of the last round, Smith, who'd been negative and spoiled and just seemed to be interested in surviving, threw a big right hook at Tyson, rocked him. Nobody'd seen Tyson rocked like this, and we had the most crazy last 30 seconds as Smith just went to town and was launching all sorts of stuff at Tyson. Tyson had to cling on. He did. He won. I seem to remember them saying it was the first time a heavyweight title fight had gone where all the judges had given a unanimous decision because it was so one-sided until those 30 seconds at the end. Aberystwyth was trying to do this, cling on in there and then throw the big finish at us, and they do. So we have to make changes, just trying to switch things around. Hannah Snape comes off on the left, Leah Burke comes on. I must say as well, great for her that she's given nearly half an hour. She's such a promising talent, and to be the first of our subs that we use, I think is got to be something that she needs to take on board and be very happy with. It shows that Jenny Sugarman rates her. We also make changes of Hughes and Cara Jones coming off, a quarter of an hour left. Abby Iddenden comes on and Faye Knox comes on, slotting on the left, in on the left as we just change things around a little bit. And it's only then that Knox, who is excellent, is really able to open things up. Within a minute of her coming on, there's a really nice move. Knox cutting in from the left-hand side. Little 1-2 with Iddenden. And Knox carries it centrally and then plays the most brilliant reverse pass to put Barker in one-on-one with the keeper. But she pulls it with her left foot and puts it wide of the target. Wrexham then suddenly found themselves counted on. Egan looks offside as the ball is played over the top, but the flag stays down. And she does really well sprinting down the right to keep the ball in, pull it back for Kersey. She sweeps in a great cross, and Talbot suddenly pops up and is one-on-one with Craven. Huge save by Craven, who anticipates, does brilliantly, comes out and stops the shot with her feet. Massive save. If that had gone to 3-3, the way the game was going, it would have been quite something, the closing stages of the game. As there is, within a minute, Wrexham are back up the other end again. Barker drilling a good strike, which is well parried by Steele. The shot coming in from 25 yards. And with 10 minutes left, and again, like I say, Aberystwyth are executing this beautifully. They go for it. Libby Isaac, the centre-back I mentioned earlier, started off as a striker. She goes up front. And immediately, apart from the fact she's good in the air, which is the classic centre-back thing, isn't it? But also, she's quick. And so she's a threat whether they go in the air, onto her head or over the top. She has a moment of danger soon afterwards. It actually comes from a free kick by Matthias deep in the Aberystwyth half, but she lifts it over the top of Wrexham's defence. It's straight through the middle. Wrexham, maybe a little frustrated, didn't deal with it better. It bounces through. Isaac's running onto it, and she has a great idea. She looks to take it first time and just volley it over. Lifted volley that would dip over Craven and into the far post, and she just gets it wrong. She pulls it and it goes just wide of the far post. Another warning from Aberystwyth. To be fair, it's us who finished the game strongly. We managed to deal with any threat of counter-attacks, and as Aberystwyth A, tiring a bit, and B, opening up now and leaving gaps, we probably should have put the game to bed more. Idden and Lily Jones combining really nicely again to send Barker one-on-one once more. She drives it in. Steele does really well to stick out her left foot and make a good save just as her weight is transferring the other way. Then it's Knox doing really well, carrying the ball forwards, getting down the left flank, running along the goal line, drilling it into the goal mouth, and it's unlucky. Idden is close in, doesn't see it coming until a defender in front of her misses it, and it hits her rather than her hitting it about 4 yards out and ricochets away to safety. We have a couple more chances in added time as well. In the first minute of added time, it's once more Lily Jones picking out Knox with another good through ball, and Barker one-on-one goes the same finish as the last one-on-one and has the same outcome because it's staved by the fuss of Steele. And in the closing moments, it's last chance, Mahmood hitting a shot from the edge of the area, too straight, Steele able to save it. So Wrexham get the win. That's the crucial part of it. You've got to find a way to win the league. Huge credit to Aberystwyth. And I tell you what, if you fancy some entertainment on Sunday, I'd get a ticket for the Rock, because Aberystwyth and Wrexham now will be second guessing what approach each others will have, how they might change from last Sunday. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. And if it's half as much fun as this game, then A, it's going to be well worth your money, and B, it's going to be a credit to Aberystwyth. A cracking game with a final score of Wrexham 3, Aberystwyth Town 2. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.